I think there's so many powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied. Air quotes, partied.
The internet exploded the moment Joe Rogan started talking about the Epstein case again. Not because he claimed to have secret evidence, not because he revealed some hidden government file, but because every time Rogan brings up powerful celebrities connected to Jeffrey Epstein, people stop and listen. And this time, the conversation felt even darker, because the public is no longer asking whether Epstein knew famous people. That part has already been established through court records, photos, interviews, and flight logs.
This is in 2009. So Epstein was saying that. Where are you? Are you okay? I love the torture video.
Jeez.
I am in China. I'll be in the U.S. second week of May. What the fuck, man? And why is his name redacted? Why would your name be redacted if you're not a victim? Like, this is what's crazy about all this. Like, how come you redact some people and you don't redact other people? Like, what is this? This is not good. None of this is good for this administration. It looks fucking terrible. It looks terrible. It looks terrible for Trump when he was saying that none of this was real. This is all a hoax. This is not a hoax. Like, did you not know? Maybe he didn't know, if you want to be charitable. But this is definitely not a hoax. And if you've got redacted people's names and these people aren't victims, you're not protecting the victims. So what are you doing?
Right.
And how come all this shit is not released? So many horrific accusations, though, involving young singers, like children.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's insane.
He makes R. Kelly look like a decent guy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It is crazy. And meanwhile, the guy was like hanging out with Oprah, hanging out with Obama.
Jay-Z,
Everybody.
I'm sure the Clintons were there at some point.
Maybe Bill. You know, I've had conversations with people about it, and it's like, Jesus, like just trying to get the documents, like when they're trying to get the Epstein files, like they're the state of New York. One of the district attorneys was they were hiding documents. They had to force them to give documents.
The real question now is something much bigger. Why were so many celebrities, billionaires, politicians, and influential figures connected to a man whose crimes eventually shocked the entire world? That's the part people cannot stop thinking about. Joe Rogan has never been someone who avoids uncomfortable topics. On his podcast, he often talks about how strange elite Hollywood circles can become once money and power reach a certain level. According to Rogan, fame changes people. It puts them into private rooms, exclusive parties, and secretive environments most ordinary people never even hear about. And when the Epstein story resurfaced online yet again, Rogan's comments immediately reignited public suspicion.
Where's the videos? They were telling us the videos are going to come out, incredibly high-profile people doing horrendous things. People are going to go to jail. Where?
Right.
Nothing. What did they do? The director of the FBI on this show, nothing you're looking for is on those tapes. Like, what? Why did they say there was thousands of hours of tapes of people doing horrible shit? Why did they say that? A lot of it is...
but then it's just another Epstein. It's another Ghislaine Maxwell, where somebody gets indicted and nobody else... Indicted for trafficking kids to...
Right,
no one.
To no one. Yeah, it could be many things. I mean, it certainly is a code, which indicates, at least to me, that they were doing something they didn't want people to know about.
And this is the current website to get into the Epstein files.
You're now in line.
I'm in the queue.
Oh, wow.
What?
Your estimated wait time is 1 minute. Oh. Is it moving? Oh, less than a minute.
Wait, we're gonna get into the
Look, we're about to get in.
This is a lot.
96%. We're getting less than a minute. We're at 96% getting into the Epstein files.
What do you think's gonna pop up first?
Oh, it's your turn.
Holy shit.
Oh, we're gonna see some shits. You are now being redirected to the website.
Nothing
Bro,
happened.
Immediately a virus gets uploaded to your computer. They get a FaceTime video of every off session you're gonna have for from now to the rest of your life.
Because suddenly, old photographs started circulating again, flight logs started trending again, archived interviews reappeared, social media users became investigators overnight, trying to connect every celebrity name they could find to Epstein's world. Some people believed the entire entertainment industry was hiding something. Others argued that simply knowing Epstein did not automatically mean criminal involvement. But here's the twist. The internet does not care about nuance anymore. Once a celebrity's name gets attached to a scandal this massive, public opinion changes instantly. Even if there is no proof of wrongdoing, the damage begins immediately.
So if people wind up going to trial over this and people wind up getting indicted over this, that could get more interesting, because then you remove it from Minnesota and then it becomes this federal court thing. And so then it becomes mainstream public news if they do this correctly. But if there is something there.
But the thing is, you have to worry about if the judge is going to be complicit and if the prosecutor is going to be complicit, and the media is also. You got to kind of fly that arrow through 3 hoops to hit that bullseye.
You got to go through the bushes and you got a small hole to shoot through. Yeah.
And then to try to make it and then it'd be very easy for Newsom to be like, I'm so glad this got exposed.
Right.
I promise you, as president, this won't happen in America. And if you want to talk corruption, look at Trump and all his sweetheart deals, blah, 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 blah. Hillary's already throwing him under the bus about Epstein. They don't have shame. Did you not see that? Saying? Hillary's like, Trump's in the files thousands of times. Like, let's have this conversation. She started already.
Right. The Epstein stuff is so crazy because when Kash Patel was on here and he was like, there's nothing. And I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah. I didn't even know what to say. My thought was, and people are like, why didn't you push back more? My thought was like, I'm just going to put this out there and let the internet do its work. The guy's saying there's no tapes, there's no video. That doesn't make any sense. And then he's like, well, we have a film. We're going to release that film. And the film has a fucking minute missing from it. It's so convenient that the guards were asleep. So convenient that the cameras didn't work. So convenient that years later, you have a recording of the outside of the cell, but a minute is missing from it.
3 minutes.
Yeah. 3 minutes?
Yeah, they found out it was like almost 3 minutes.
That's plenty of time to kill somebody. 3 minutes is more than enough time.
3 minutes, you could get a whole bunch of people killed by then.
Yeah. You just don't understand how anybody can go to jail for sex trafficking when you don't have anybody they sex traffic to.
Right.
Like, that don't make any sense. Like, if I was Ghislaine's lawyer, I'd be like, to who? To who? Like, how did he not do that? Like, you want to tell me there's some sort of a compromised trial? How do you not have a lawyer that goes, who did she sex traffic to?
Right. There's some sort of backdoor deal that was like, hey, spend this time in jail and we won't kill you.
Or also, she's working with them.
Right.
Like, especially that kind of a crime where there's a person that hires you or gives you money or that you use to get influence from, and then you sex traffic to them. So there's another person involved. And that other person is completely eliminated from the trial because what? Because they're billionaires? Because they're heads of state,
powerful enough,
prominent scientists. What is going, like, how is that okay? That doesn't even make sense that you could get through a whole trial like that. According to investigations, at least 15 students were lured into Epstein's Palm Beach home. Holy shit.
That's so crazy.
Now
That's in 2005.
Imagine if those girls didn't get in that fight. Imagine if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's dark.
It's dark.
Yeah, but if...
I mean, look at some people that are in the...
There was nothing going on, so...
Oh! FBI concluded Jeffrey Epstein wasn't running a sex trafficking ring for powerful men. File show.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Who says that?
And that's exactly why Rogan's discussions became so explosive, because he kept returning to one uncomfortable idea. How did Epstein gain access to so many powerful people for so many years without anyone stopping him? That question alone changed everything. Before the world knew Jeffrey Epstein as a convicted sex offender tied to one of the biggest scandals in modern history, he presented himself very differently. He moved through elite social circles like he belonged there. Wealthy businessmen welcomed him. Politicians met with him. Celebrities attended events where he appeared. Some people described him as intelligent, connected, and mysterious. That image allowed him to build relationships with some of the most recognizable people on Earth. Over time, Epstein became associated with massive names across entertainment, business, royalty, academia, and politics. Some were photographed with him publicly. Others reportedly flew on his private jet. Some attended dinners or social gatherings linked to him. And once those connections became public, the internet went into full meltdown mode. People were no longer viewing Hollywood the same way. Suddenly, every old celebrity interview looked suspicious. Every photo became evidence online. Every famous friendship got re-examined under a microscope. Joe Rogan noticed this shift immediately. On multiple podcast episodes over the years, Rogan talked about how weird and unsettling the Epstein situation felt, not only because of Epstein himself, but because of how many powerful individuals appeared around him socially before his downfall became unavoidable. Rogan often points out something most people overlook. Wealthy elites tend to exist in extremely small social circles. Once someone enters that level of society, they repeatedly cross paths with the same people at private events, charity functions, expensive dinners, and luxury parties. That's why the Epstein connections became so complicated, because association alone does not explain intent, and that's where the public became divided. Some people argued that many celebrities may have simply crossed paths with Epstein socially without knowing the full extent of his crimes. Others believed powerful people protected him for years because too many influential names were involved around him. The truth is, the case became larger than one individual. It became symbolic of something darker, power protecting power. And Rogan kept returning to that exact idea. He questioned how Epstein avoided serious consequences for so long, despite years of allegations and investigations. He questioned why elite institutions seemed slow to act. He questioned how someone with Epstein's reputation continued maintaining relationships with influential figures for decades. Those questions resonated with millions of people online because they already distrusted Hollywood and elite culture. What nobody expected was how fast the internet would begin turning every celebrity connection into a full-scale public trial. The moment flight logs became widely discussed online, social media exploded into chaos. Lists of names started spreading everywhere. Some were accurate, others were completely misleading. Clips got edited, photos got reposted without context, rumors mixed together with confirmed information until people could barely separate fact from speculation anymore. And that's when the fear inside Hollywood reportedly intensified, because even stars who had minimal or unclear connections suddenly found themselves dragged into viral conversations they could not escape. Joe Rogan talked about this side of the internet too. He repeatedly warned about the danger of assuming guilt without verified evidence. Rogan has said many times that social media moves faster than truth. Once a narrative catches momentum online, facts often become secondary to emotion. But even while warning against reckless accusations, Rogan never ignored the uncomfortable reality underneath everything. The Epstein network was real, the victims were real, the investigations were real, and the public's anger was real too. That's why this story refuses to disappear, because people feel like they still do not have all the answers. Every time court documents resurface, the internet reacts the same way. New theories appear, celebrity names trend again, podcasts dissect old interviews, YouTube channels upload breakdowns, TikTok creators analyze photographs frame by frame, and through all of it, Rogan's discussions continue fueling debate. Some viewers praise him for questioning powerful systems openly. Others criticize him for discussing controversial topics that can easily spiral into speculation. But regardless of opinion, one thing is undeniable. People are listening, and part of the reason is because Rogan speaks in a way that feels raw and unscripted. He sounds like someone trying to make sense of something deeply disturbing in real time, rather than delivering polished media talking points. That authenticity matters to audiences who already distrust mainstream narratives. But here's where the story becomes even more complicated. Not every person associated with Epstein has been accused of criminal wrongdoing. That distinction matters. Some individuals appeared only in social settings. Others had documented business or professional contact. Some names appeared in records without evidence of criminal activity attached to them. Yet online, those differences often disappear completely. Once a name trends beside Epstein's, public perception changes instantly, and celebrities know that. That's why many public figures reportedly became terrified whenever new Epstein documents surfaced online. Because in the age of viral outrage, context often gets buried beneath shock headlines and emotional reactions. Joe Rogan has criticized this cycle repeatedly. He argues that internet culture rewards the most extreme interpretation possible because outrage spreads faster than careful analysis. The more shocking the accusation sounds, the faster it travels across platforms. And honestly, the Epstein story became the perfect storm for that kind of chaos. It involved wealth, sex crimes, powerful elites, private islands, secretive social circles, political influence, celebrity culture. Every ingredient for internet obsession existed inside one scandal. That's why even years later, people still cannot stop talking about it. And the emotional reaction goes far beyond gossip. For many people, the Epstein case shattered trust entirely. Trust in institutions, trust in celebrities, trust in the justice system, trust in media coverage. Because people keep asking the same painful question. If Epstein managed to operate around powerful individuals for years, what else happens behind closed doors that the public never sees? That question continues haunting audiences everywhere. And Rogan's conversations tap directly into that fear. He often discusses how fame can isolate celebrities from normal accountability. According to Rogan, extreme wealth creates environments where ordinary rules sometimes stop applying the same way they do for regular people. That idea deeply unsettles audiences because it feels believable, especially after Epstein, especially after years of headlines involving scandals, abuse allegations, corruption, and hidden settlements tied to influential figures across multiple industries. Suddenly, people started looking at celebrity culture differently, not as glamorous, but as secretive, controlled, protected, and possibly dangerous behind the scenes. That shift affected public trust in Hollywood in a massive way. Even celebrities completely unrelated to Epstein began facing increased skepticism from audiences online. Fans started questioning everything from private parties to elite networking circles. The illusion of untouchable fame started cracking, and emotionally, the impact became enormous. For victims connected to Epstein's crimes, watching famous names dominate headlines often felt frustrating because the real human suffering sometimes got overshadowed by celebrity obsession. Survivors wanted accountability and justice, while the internet often focused more on famous associations than the victims themselves. Joe Rogan has acknowledged that part too. He has emphasized that the actual crimes should remain the center of the conversation, rather than pure entertainment or conspiracy culture. But in today's media environment, sensationalism spreads rapidly, and unfortunately, that means serious topics often become mixed together with speculation, rumors, and online performance. Still, the emotional weight of the Epstein case remains impossible to ignore, because underneath every viral headline is a deeper fear about power itself. Who gets protected, who gets exposed, and who controls the narrative? That's why people continue revisiting old interviews, old photographs, and old celebrity relationships years later. They are trying to understand whether the world they once trusted was ever real in the first place. And honestly, that uncertainty may be the most disturbing part of all, because nobody fully knows where the complete truth ends. Even now, discussions around Epstein remain filled with unanswered questions, missing context, disputed interpretations, and endless online theories. But one thing is absolutely certain. The scandal permanently changed how the public views elite celebrity culture. And Joe Rogan became one of the loudest voices openly discussing that transformation. Not because he claimed to solve the mystery, but because he kept asking the questions millions of people were already thinking. How did this happen? Who knew what? And why did it take so long for the world to pay attention? Those questions still linger today, and until people feel they have real answers, this story probably will never disappear, because the Epstein case stopped being just another scandal a long time ago. It became a symbol of hidden power, of elite access, of unanswered questions, and of a world many people no longer fully trust. That's why every time Rogan mentions it, the internet erupts again. Not because people want more drama, but because deep down, they still feel like there's more to the story than anyone has fully explained. And maybe that's exactly why this conversation refuses to die. Because in the end, people can handle ugly truths. What they struggle to handle is the feeling that powerful people might never face the same rules as everyone else, and that fear changes the way society sees everything. If you want more deep breakdowns on celebrity scandals, hidden Hollywood stories, and the truth behind the biggest headlines shaking the internet right now, make sure you subscribe and stay connected, because these stories are getting bigger, darker, and more complicated every single day.